Okay, so the recording has started. All right, thank you everyone who make our time to be here today. I'm so much grateful that you're here. So my name is Prince Obunna. I am the founder of Data Academy. I am also a senior data analyst at Omnibus Africa in Lagos State, Nigeria. So today, what we are basically going to talk about is how you can get started in data analytics. And it's going to be interactive, right? It's going to be interactive because I know you have a lot of questions and there are things you have in mind to ask me. I'm going to present, right? But my presentation is not the overall of what we are going to talk about. So you can ask me questions, you can come and, right? You can even send it on the chat box. If you're not able to talk, I will see it and we'll take it from there. All right, so confirm that I am audible. I'll go ahead to share my screen so that we take off from there. All right, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, please confirm that you can see my screen. I'm sharing a PowerPoint slide.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so over the years, right, from my own experience, right, I came around certain problems and certain concerns that I had people who wanted to venture into data analytics ask, right, certain questions. And that is, I'm coming from marketing background, I'm coming from sales background, I'm coming from operations. Can I do data analytics? So today we're going to talk about how you can actually do data analytics without tech background. So, and we're going to talk about series of things. We'll take it stage by stage. Please, if you have any question, you can send it on the chat box, or you can unmute or raise your hand. I'm going to call you up to ask your questions, right? I want to make it as interactive as possible so that you don't forget the question you want to ask. Okay. So talking about data analytics, in the present day, people are scared of learning anything tech. Why? Because of AI. AI is doing a lot of things today. And if you're not well informed, you'll be scared that AI is going to replace you. There are roles that AI could replace, but it cannot replace you in data analytics role. So I'm talking about this first because AI, if you're following the trend to these days, you find out that AI is a major fear that people have today while venturing into tech. Right. The other day I saw somebody posting on Facebook talking about how AI is replacing people in the workplace and that, right? So it's a critical point, it's a choke point, right? That we need to address first before we go further. So the winning professionals will only use we not only use AI, they will understand data, business questions, and decisions. So these statistics is very important. You can as well look it up. I got these statistics from these references noted down here, right? So 86 employers expect AI and information processing to transform business by 2030, right? Then 78 million new job projected globally by 2030, despite job disruption by AI. So these are opportunities in the field of data analytics that looking at it, you will understand that if you learn data analytics the right way, you have a big chance, a big opportunity more than ever before, right? And then 34% projected data analyst employment growth, 2024 to 2034 in 10 years gap, right? So the data analyst demand is going to grow by 34%. So if you're thinking about going into data analytics, you're not going into a field that is dying. No, it's not a field that is going into extinction. You are going into a field that has a very big promise for you, right? So key takeaway here is AI reward people who can connect data, tools, business context, and clear communication. Okay, let me talk about business context and clear communication. So we find out that people, even the form that you filled for this webinar, I found out that many of us here are coming from non-technical background. So it's actually an advantage. Why? Because business context and clear communication is what really make you a data analyst. I will explain. If you're coming from marketing, if you're coming from sales, if you're coming from customer success team or customer support from any business, the truth is you understand the business context of that company, right? I have trained people in previous cohort in Data Academy that came from marketing background, and because they understand business language, business problems, they were able to get into speed. Because if you understand what you want to achieve, the means to achieve it becomes easier. The means to achieve it now is, okay, you want to use Power BI, you want to use SQL, right? The means to achieve it becomes easier. And if you're coming from non-technical background, you have advantage when it comes to communication. Communication is very, very critical. If a data analyst is a typical communicator, it's a very good communicator. You can't be a data analyst, a data analyst if you cannot tell stories, if you cannot lead people, if you cannot narrate scenarios, right? So it's a very, very big advantage for you. It's a very big advantage for you. I will still show you samples of people who has gone through data analytics training coming from non-technical background. Okay, so going to the next slide. So what a data analyst usually does. So you might be hearing, okay, data analyst. What are they up to? What do they do in the industry, right? So the truth is, a data analyst is not just somebody who makes charts, even though making charts, dashboard, visualization is part of it, right? But that is not the only job you do as a data analyst. So the role is to help a business make better decisions with evidence. Okay, let me give you a sample from my own experience from where I work, right? There was a time that the company I work with operates a fintech arm called OmniPay. So there was a time the company wanted to know which of the products feature is the customers, because they deal on major distributors and retailers out there in the market. So they want to know which of the means of payment are they using to pay for orders they're making in our application. So, when you open Paystack, you will see pay by card, pay by transfer, pay with OPay, right? So, and the more integration you have of all this, the more money you pay, right? So the company was losing money in so many integration that customers were not using, right? So customers mainly are using transfer. So now the company has to pay for integrating card, pay for integrating OPay, pay for integrating Stripe and all that. So the company wanted to understand which of the payment method is our customers using the most. So I had to do the analysis. So at the end of the day, from the data, I was able to discover that the customers are more comfortable because people are not comfortable inputting their card detail, ATM card. So they prefer to, once they click on pay by transfer, Paystack generates a temporary account number, right? And then you transfer to that account number. So they use it mainly instead of using the card. So at the end of the day, I was able to find out that they only use by transfer. So the company now had to remove other integrations to lose less money, right? So in this scenario now, my job is to help the company understand what is going on by diving into the data to understand how customers are using the product, right? So basically, as a data analyst, you are the eye of the company. You are looking out on what is happening on sales, on marketing, on customer orders, on customer behaviors, customer preferences, and all that. So that is basically what a data analyst does. A data analyst is not known for writing code or too many query, right? You are known for understanding the business and what is going on. As a data analyst, you will find out in the industry, you'll find out that you have more to do with top executives, CEOs, CTOs, chief operation manager, chief operation, um, chief financial officer, and all that, right? Why? Because they know that you, as a data analyst, you have access to the data, you understand what is going on in the company. So every now and then they call you to come and make presentation for them to understand what is going on, right? So as a data analyst, you are the eye of the company. You understand what is going on in the company because you have access to the data. Data is a new power, right? If you have data, if you have access to data, you can understand what is going on at a simple click. So that's typically what a data analyst does. And then a data analyst is also known for asking questions, right? Sometimes it could be a stupid question, but we don't call any question stupid because the more you ask, the more you have clarity. For instance, if your manager tells you, okay, we want you to do analysis so that we can understand our customers, right? You don't know what aspect of the customer the manager wants to understand. You would have to ask questions so that you understand, okay, is it the purchasing behavior of our customers that you want to know? Okay, is it the customers that are active or the customer that's logging daily into our application that you want to know, right? So you're known for asking questions. Sometimes it could be funny, no problem, but ask it. The only question that in the industry, the only question that people call stupid question is question that you don't ask. But once you ask it, it's reasonable because you're working with data and you're not making assumptions. So then you get and clean the data, right? It's also your job as a data analyst. You've asked questions, you understand what the business need, and then where is the data you want to use? Where can you get it from? You clean it, right? Analyze patterns. After cleaning it, you analyze it and understand what is going on in the business. Then explain the insight. Okay, the company want to understand the ordering behavior of your customers. Okay, it could be that customers in Lagos are ordering more than customers in Ibadan, right? So it's an insight. And then you give by margin of how much more are they ordering by, right? So that is basically that. Then simple definition, data analyst turns raw business data into decision people can act on. So if we say that customers in Lagos are ordering more than customers in Ibadan, now how can the business help customers in Ibadan or activate customers in Ibadan to scale up, right? So that's the action. And that is the recommendation you're going to make. Also, as a data analyst, you are not just giving insights, you're also making recommendation for people. All right. So please, can you confirm that you're still with me? Or if there is any question.
Yes, right.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So going to the next slide.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So going to the next slide. Why business intelligence? I abbreviated it on this slide. BI is business intelligence. Make analyze the eye of the company. Like I just explained in the past distance. Business intelligence give leaders a clear view of performance, risk, opportunity, and next action. Business leaders, I mentioned top executives, right? Every now and then, the CEO will be calling you. Okay, I want to go and do this presentation. I want to meet these investors. I want this social data. I want this insight. I want this, right? So every now and then they're on you. You are basically, without you as a data analyst, the company will not be able to do much. And the company cannot scale because you're watching out for risk. You're watching out for opportunities. You're watching out for the next actions, right? So as a as a business intelligence or a data analyst, right? You are the real superpower when it comes to directing companies, directing their ordering their direction, right? So that's basically that. So you look out for sales, finance, how much is the company spending? Somebody mentioned financial background here. I think it's Gabriel. So in finance, also you coming from finance background, I know you are going to do so well in data analytics because you already understand operations in the company. Then you look at for operations, you look at for marketing as well, campaigns, audience, the ROI made from campaigns, right? Every dashboard is valuable only when it answers a business question. We are going to get there, but right. So when you talk about every chart you make, right? Every chart you make as a data analyst must be a chart to answer a question. You don't make charts because they are beautiful. No, you don't make chart because they're nice to the eye or the UI is great. No, you make it with goal and objective, right? And some of the tools of business intelligence, Power BI, Tableau, Click, Cognos Analytics, Excel, right? So these are the tools you can use for business intelligence. So moving ahead, yeah, still here. This slide is talking about AI still need people who understand business and data. Like I said earlier, the phobia that people show these days when they want to learn tech is high because of AI. You go there, you see this one, you go there, you see this one is telling you that, oh, AI has done this, AI has done that, right? Yes, we know that AI is automating a lot of things. But if you understand business operations, you know how to work with data and then know how to prompt AI, you're going to do so much work. It will be very hard to replace you, no matter the part of the world where you're coming from. Even if you are in UK, if you're in US, right? Regardless of where you are, if you understand the business, you know the data, how to handle data, and then you know how to prompt AI. You have all the tools with you. So replacing you will be very, very hard. So AI can summarize, predict, and automate, but business still need humans to define question. That's what I mean by understanding business context. If you're doing business, okay, you are in the somebody mentioned financial department. You are in the financial department. You know, how much on average the company is making. You know the inflow and the outflow. You track it, right? You know probably maybe the customer that makes the most orders, right? So you understand the business context. So if somebody comes to ask you a question about the financial well-being of the company, you'll be able to say, this is what is going on, because that is the context you understand, right? So check data quality and judge the answer. Making judgment. AI does not make judgment. That is a fact. AI might sound like it can give you a result, right? It gives you a result, but AI does not understand the context, and knowing that context is what enables you to judge and validate the output, right? So, like I said here in this box, analysts must still own business context, data quality, KPI logic. Like every KPI, if you go into maybe let's say you have KPI to monitor in your marketing, right? Click-through rates and all that, right? It's you that understand it and you know the logic. Okay. Somebody is want to ask a question. Yes, Miss Oma, please you can ask. Can you hear me?
Please.
Yeah.
Yes. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Please, my question might not be really relevant to what we are talking about now, but
Okay.
I would like to ask, wouldn't it
Okay.
be necessary and a very strong background for us to have a LinkedIn account that have a for us to have a strong LinkedIn account for customers to be able to look
Okay.
for us in our
Okay. Yeah, I get your
backgrounds
point.
and
Yes, I get your point. We'll still get there, right? Having a LinkedIn account is very important. It's very, very important. We're getting there in this presentation. I'm going to talk about that and how best to go about it. Okay.
okay, thank you, sir.
All right. I'm going back to the presentation. So this, like, the bottom line here is the safest position is not I know tools. Yes, it's good to say I know SQL, I know Power BI. It's good, right? But that is not a safe position because ChatGPT knows SQL, right? that is the truth, and he knows Power BI too, right? Now the major safest position is I can use tools to solve business problems. To solve business problem now means that that tool that you know, that ChatGPT also know, you can use it to solve problem, leveraging the context that you understand that ChatGPT does not understand, right? So that is the safest position. So it's good to know tools, it's fine and good, right? But using it to solve problem is the key. So that brings me to talking about learning, right? When you learn without context, what I mean is you are learning and you're just learning to write SQL query without any objective. What I mean is, okay, you want to learn how to do select statement, filter, and all that. It's fine and good. What are you filtering? What are you selecting? And why is it important? Right? So that is giving it meaning. Majority of programs maybe you see online teach you without context, right? So, but if you start from the beginning to give context to what you're learning, right, it's going to be more fulfilling for you learning instead of just knowing all the syntax and semantics of a particular tool, right? So I'm going ahead to the next screen. Why many beginners struggle. So let me talk about this. Beginners don't actually struggle because of their background. No, beginners don't struggle because, okay, you say, for instance, somebody is coming from software engineering background. This one is coming from marketing, sales. The other one is coming from finance, right? It's not. They are coming from finance. It's not the reason why you struggle to learn a particular tool, right? So these are some of the reasons I identified here, right? Random tutorials. I will give you this advice when I started learning newly, and that was in 2016, 2017, right? I made this mistake of jumping into YouTube, right? Somebody will come and tell you, oh, I saw this guy on YouTube, Mr. This, Mr. Alex, Mr. This, right? But when you go there, you see one tutorial video that is 2 hours. Before you finish it, you can't finish. In fact, most of the times you can't finish it in a year. Just 2 hours video, so right? 2 hours video. Some of them are 3 hours, right? So you need to learn with structure. You need to learn with defined pattern, right? You need to learn with defined pattern and an end goal, so that it will help you to know your direction. It will help you to time your progress. It will help you to know your growth, to measure your growth, right? So you need to learn with a defined path, so that you understand it and refine it. So you don't spread yourself too thin. You have YouTube, you have video here, you have video there, you're following through, and at the end of the day, all of them is on you. You leave all of them and run. Yeah. So I'm telling you out of experience, because before I got it right in my growth, right? Before I got it right, I suffered all this, because I thought, okay, just go to YouTube and watch this. That is all. That is not all, right? There are too many tools. The same thing I've been saying. Learning everything at once creates confusion. That is it. You spread yourself too thin. Today you are learning Python. Tomorrow you are learning SQL. Next tomorrow you are learning Java. The next day you are learning R. The other day Ruby, right? No defined path. Just you need to take it one at a time. If you are learning SQL, learn it for a particular learn it by setting a goal within a particular time range, right? So that you'll be able to measure what you achieve. And as you're learning it, have a goal, right? There are no projects, no evidence that you can solve the problems. As you're hopping from one video to another, your attention is scattered and you are not able to track everything that you've done. That is the project you are talking about. Having a project that you document, because data analytics is not like it's not like marketing, no, right? In marketing, I can come out and present myself and say I can market, and you believe me from the way I talk, right? But as a data analyst, nobody's going to believe you by just talking, right? Nobody is going to believe you. You must show evidence, and that evidence is your portfolio. Many of the time, in fact, 90% of the time, what gives you the job is your portfolio, how you present it, the things you've done, how you analyze it, how you define the problem, how you analyze the problem, how you get your insight, how you make your recommendation, right? So it's going to what is going to show that you have the skill, right? Then the next one is no feedback. You're not learning in a community, right? You're not learning in a community or with somebody who has been through the path. Nobody to tell you, okay, you did this, you need to refine this, you need to do this way instead of this way, right? That feedback is critically important. It's very, very, very important, and you need it for you to grow faster and not waste too many time doing different things that you don't know whether it is good or not. Then accountability. The accountability we are talking about is, okay, is there a sort of checks and balances in your learning journey? Is there, right? Is there checks? Are you timing yourself? Are you holding yourself responsible, right? Are you being followed up with, right? Are you answering questions like, okay, you were here before, we saw your progress here before yesterday, you we did not notice any progress on your part. Do you have any challenge? Can we help you? Where can we assist you, right? This accountability helps you to scale your growth. Actually, that's the fact. Accountability and feedback are the same thing. right? Because if, for instance, you are motivated today, tomorrow you may not be motivated, but because you know that what you're learning is timed, there's a timeline for it, and you have some other, you are looking at other people in the community who are also making progress, it's going to make you to come up again, to pick up. Or if somebody is following up with you or asking you a question, right? So that is what accountability is talking about. All right, I'm going to the next. All right, so let's talk about um the roadmap. Okay, let's talk about the roadmap. Business foundation. If you are coming from a non-tech background, like I mentioned earlier, and maybe you worked on in a non-tech role, you will have a very strong business foundation, very strong one. Maybe you do sales, you sell things, right? Regardless of what you're selling, you understand how the business works, right? How much you're making, how much is coming out, is going out, your profit, your loss, right? You understand all this, right? So, and then you also understand the nature of the data you're gathering. Why? Because you know how many customers you have. One, you know which of them is ordering from you, right? That is when you talk about roles and then questions, and then you know which of them is helping you make the most profit. So that is the business foundation, right? So, and over time, I find out that people with business understanding do better in learning data analytics than people coming from tech. That is a fact, and I've confirmed this. Then data handling, you start from understanding the business foundation, then data handling. For instance, if you know, if you have the list of your customers, right, and then you know those who are ordering from you, and know those who are not ordering from you. With the business foundation and understanding that you have, you will know how to segment those customers and the people to reach out to. For instance, you know those that are buying from you, and you know those that are not buying from you, right? And then if your goal is in your business is to make those that are not buying from you to buy from you. So you go to that data, right? And find out those that are not buying, and you call them and reach out to them, right? So that is basically this data handling in simple language, right? Then we can start talking about SQL, Power BI. SQL is, we use it for database management. Power BI is for business intelligence, dashboard and report, right? Then portfolio, publish projects and explain your decisions. Like I said, the projects you will do, you would have to present it well and make sure that somebody looking at it, you are not with the person to explain what you did. The person looking at it alone will be able to understand that this is what you did, this was your aim, this was your findings, and these are your recommendation. Then your career readiness, your CV, interviews, LinkedIn. I think Ms. Omar asked about LinkedIn. We're going to talk about that as well. Then application. So we'll dissect them one after the other. The roadmap logic. Do not learn tools in isolation. Learn tools through business problems, right? Learn tools. If you are doing SQL, learn it with a business problem or a business context in mind, not just learning the syntax of SQL. Is even with all the experience I have in SQL, I don't know all the syntax SQL has, right? So it's when the need arise for it, I'll find it out and use it for what I want to use, right? So that's what it is. Just learn with business problems, learn with business context, so that you know what you're building towards. Okay, so any questions so far based on what we discussed? If I go too far. Is there any question? Yeah, Sussex, you are raising your hand. Yes, please unmute. Unmute. Yeah, you can unmute and talk. You are muted. You are not able to unmute.
I think she's typing on the chat, so I guess she's
Okay, she's typing. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think I'm seeing. Okay. All right. Gas engineering department specifically. Okay. I see your question. All right. I see your question. Okay. Am I audible? Please confirm again, please, before I talk. Without anybody
yes, I can hear
following.
you clearly.
Okay. All right. So, where to start from, right? Let me go back to my slide. Okay, where to start from? Basically, you're going to start from learning, right? You're going to start from learning, obviously. And the learning you're going to start from should be able to give you the business foundation, one, right? This business foundation that you need, not learning just how to code. No, that is not the end goal of data analysis. The end goal of data analysis is to solve problems. So if you are learning, it must start from, okay, I want to learn SQL. And then the context I want to learn this SQL is to do sales analysis, right? That is it. And then the program you want to learn from should be able to make you understand what is sales and how sales work. You get, so that you don't need to jump into the industry to go and understand what sales is, because you don't have you're not into the industry yet. You're just starting, right? So the program should be able to explain to you what sales is, how it works, and how important it is. You get it? So, and then the same program, after giving you the foundation to understand the context with which you are going to learn, should also teach you data handling, cleaning, validation, basic analysis. Yes. Regardless of the two, actually, some do Excel, some do Power BI. Excel and Power BI are very close. Some are going to teach you SQL, right? So now that you understand, the program has given you the business context of what you're, okay, let's say you want to do sales analysis, right? Now we're going to do sales analysis with SQL. Do you get? Or we're going to do sales analysis with Power BI, right? So this is where to start from. You, I think I saw somebody, is it Obuefi something, somebody asks where to start as a beginner or something, right? So yes, you don't have industry experience yet, right? So the major thing you're going to do now is do a guided learning, right? From somebody who understand the business context and who understand the data handling and who is going to lead you through to address that business context using SQL. Do you get? So it's going to make it your learning have a purpose, right? So that is basically how to go about it. We are still going down. I will explain much more things. Okay. If you have more questions, you can as well ask me. Okay, so the beginner to stack that matters. Still on the questions that some of you asked.
Sorry, sir. I think Miss Soma did raise her hand up.
Okay, I was not seeing because I'm looking at my presentation. Okay, Miss Oma, please go ahead.
Please, is it only as a business? Is it only for business that data analyst works on, or because mainly I think you focus only on business aspects. So I want to ask whether it's only business people that will work for, like the data analyst works for.
No, it's not. Right. So I am talking based on the industry, right? On business scenario. Do you get? Data analysis is applied in academics, right? I've trained somebody who I think she should be graduating from her master's in Unizik that used data analysis, what we learned in our program to do her master's project thesis, right? So it's applied everywhere, right? Anywhere that data is generated, academia, name it, every industry that you can think of, there's where data exists, data analysis exists there, right? Though I've been talking from the angle of, yeah, go ahead, Ms. Oma.
So it also applies on the medical field too, right?
Exactly, yes, it's applied in the medical field. Yeah, I think maybe you must have heard about health data science or health data analytics. Have you come across that term before? Maybe you are in the medical line. Hi, Miss Oma. Hi, Miss Oma. She's not able to talk again. Yeah, it's applied in the medical world. Like, for instance, in hospitals has data, right? They manage data, patients booking of doctors, optimizing. Yeah, I will come to you. Chidubem, you're raising your hand, and Ifan, you're raising your hand as well. So let me explain this as well. So if you come to hospitals have booking appointments, and some of them are digitized. I don't know whether you've gone to um, maybe one of these big hospitals. Example of it is Lute in Lagos, right? It's digitized. You book you book an appointment with doctor, and you keep getting reminders about your bookings, right? So it's applied there, and also is applied in optimizing um bed allocation. Okay, what I mean by bed is how many in a ward, right? In a ward, right? You have 20 patients and there are 30 beds there, right? And 20 occupy 20, remaining 10. Data is going to show you that somewhere we have free days, and somewhere in the hospital we need to supply 10 more beds for people to use, right? And it's also applied heavily in cells analysis, chromosomes, chromosome analysis, genomics. I don't know whether you know about genomics. Genomics is analysis of cells and genes, right? Data analysis also applied there, right? It's not just in the business world. It's applied in every discipline you can think about. I hope I answered your question, Ms. Summer.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. So it's applied everywhere. If you are learning it, it means that you have a skill set that you can apply across every industry you may find yourself tomorrow. Yeah, so Chidubem, you're raising your hand. Yeah, please unmute.
Okay, sir. I was like wanting to ask. I'm in the engineering factor,
Okay.
so I wanted to know I can or how can I apply these data analytics in that factor?
Okay, you are the one that mentioned gas engineering, right?
No, not the one.
Okay. What aspect of engineering are you into?
Electrical, sir. Electrical
Okay. Okay, electrical. Okay.
engineering.
All right. You is highly applied in electrical field as well. In fact, as an engineer, actually, as an engineer, me too, I studied electrical engineering. So let me just say that now. So from Futo, as an engineer, basically, you're an analyst and a designer, system designer, right? And you don't design systems if you don't have data, right? So let me give you an instance. How do you think that NEPA, I don't know whether is it EEDC that you call it in your side or whatever, or ECODC, right? How do you think that NEPA knows the region that deserves band A, band B, band C, right? How do you think that they find out? It's from the energy consumption of each region. You get energy consumption, one, money being gotten from each region, two. If you're consuming more and you're paying more, NEPA is going to classify you as band A, right? And they give you more light. And how do they know? They know from energy analysis, energy consumption analysis, the peak load and all that. I know you understand all these things, some of these languages, right? So they measure each of the apartments in this region, what is the average energy consumed? And now they will now check, okay, maybe these people would deserve band B and all that. So it's heavily applied. It's heavily applied. And they also, I know you know a lot about transistors and all that, right? Electricals, right?
Yes, sir.
All those are data.
Yes, sir.
All those are data. Exactly. So all those are data. Those complex calculations that we do in electrical engineering is data. And you are doing analysis. If they are telling you to find peak load of this and that, it's still data analysis that you're trying to do. It's not until you write code or query that you do data analysis. No, right? It's not until you do that. Data analysis is across. So I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. All right. You're welcome. Yes, Ifeanyi, your hand is up.
Okay. Yes, I was just maybe I wanted to give my 2 cents on maybe the question that was asked, so that was why I was raising my hand then. So
Okay. Okay, you have an input. Please go ahead.
okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. So the question that has been asked so far has been basically coming from a different background if we could apply data analytics, right? So I think just to add to what Sir Prince has said, we can just think about our question as a scenario whereby we are in a classroom and we have our teacher teaching us, right? Let's say new concept, and after this teacher has taught us, this concept, right, it gives us another problem to solve. And the essence of training, data analytics training, is to expose our minds to how we can see a problem and be able to approach it, right? Most of the time, there might be a problem within our ecosystem, within our department that we might not see. But when we've seen an example of a business problem, let's say maybe in the sales department, in the let's say business department, and we saw that okay, there's a data that helps us keep this record, and we can see how people are applying this. Using the tool they are aware of, to solve this problem. We can now localize it to our department, be it maybe in gas and maybe gas engineering, be it electrical engineering, right, be it petroleum engineering, or whichever department you are. Once you've used to solve a problem in a sector, right, being able to use that to solve a problem in another sector won't be difficult. So that's the purpose of us learning data analytics, right? So irrespective of any department we are in, as long as there's data there, trust me, there is application of data. So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, thank you, Emma. I hope this add more clarity to what I explained earlier. Okay, I can go ahead with my presentation, right? We're almost done. Then what employers really need? Please confirm that you can still see my screen. Please confirm.
Very clear, sir.
Emma, I did not hear you. Your voice was breaking.
Yes, you can see your screen, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, what employers really need from analysts, right? Yeah, you need a technical skill, EIS, SQL, Power BI, Excel, Power Query, and all that, right? They need business thinking. Business thinking in the sense that you understand business contexts and applications of that technical skill in that business context, right? Then communication. These two areas, business thinking and communication, is where, if you're coming from non-technical background, that is where you have very big advantage. Very big advantage, because people coming from non-tech tend to be more vocal, right? You are an extrovert. You can express yourself freely than somebody who is just technical. So the one thing is this, from my own experience, mentoring people and training people at data, right? What I find out is that if a non-technical person, if is able to write an SQL query, right, and get an output, maybe for instance, if you are looking out for an average sales, and this non-technical person is able to write the SQL query and get that average sale and get it correct, the whole community will hear it. That is, and it's a very good thing, right? The whole community will hear it. Facebook will hear them, LinkedIn will hear them, right? Because they are good at communicating. And the truth is, what make you get hired is not your technical skill, is how much you're able to talk about the little you've done. Do you get how much you're able to talk about the little you've done? So it's a very big advantage. You see, communication and evidence of work, and business thinking is where you have a huge advantage, right? So then evidence of work, project, dashboard, portfolio, case studies. Employers want to see what you've done before, right? What you've done before. And then professional discipline, consistency, deadline, documentation, and feedback. Employers also want to know how consistent have you been in the data analytics industry, right? Maybe in learning, not really in the industry, in data analytics. Okay, you're learning data analytics. For how long? How passionate are you about it? What are the problems you've solved with it, right? So industry entry gets easier when your story is backed by visible proof, right? By visible proof. Because that visible proof is that communication and evidence of work, right? In fact, people, if you go to our application, our web app, you will see two videos. Those two videos, testimonial videos, were given to us by people who went through us without a tech background. I think it's Gabriel, my my friend here who is in this call. Gabriel mentioned somebody, Christian. who is currently in the United States that went through our program in God 2.0. Right. So he is coming from non-technical background, and today he's doing wonders, right? And there's another person, Chisom, who is also non-technical, and today as well, she's doing wonders. These are the people that give us testimonial videos. If you go to a technical person to give you a testimonial video, you will not get that video in 2 years, because what is it? What business does it have to do with giving you videos, right? So technical people honestly have issues with communication. And if you are coming from non-tech, technical people are mostly introverts, right? They are introverted. They don't want all this too much talking, lousy environment. No, they don't like it, right? But if you are coming from non-tech, you have that flair, and right, you are good to go. So let me go ahead to the next slide. Now, evidence beat claims, as I've been saying, right? Evidence beat claims. If you're able to talk about what you've done, show it. That is the only thing you need. Claim means that what could give you a claim is that you have a certificate, and you have maybe a certificate. Okay, let's say a certificate, right? Certificate is a claim. Now you have to prove it, and that is the evidence, right? A certificate helps, quite clear. We know that. But projects show how you think, build, explain, and solve business problems, right? Certificate is good, but that is not all. If certificate is as powerful as evidence, then you know that many people that have certificates will find it very easy. You get, but is the evidence, how you communicate it, how you talk about it, the mediums you talk about it, right? Is very, very important, right? So if you do sales performance dashboard, where did you present it? How did you present it? How did you analyze it? Right? Where did you talk about it? Right? I'm coming to talking about social media and how opportunities can come from social media. Social media is such a powerful place. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. These are three powerful places that opportunities could find you without you knowing. That's the truth. You could be talking on LinkedIn and nobody is responding to it or reacting to it. You don't know that somebody somewhere is watching. Maybe you pushed an application 1 month ago and no response yet. And then every day you come to LinkedIn. If you are using LinkedIn Premium, you see that this person viewed your profile. This person viewed your profile. They are viewing your profile, but they're not reacting to your content. You may be like, this thing I'm posting does not make sense. No, it makes sense. People are seeing it, right? People are seeing it. It's very, very important. People are seeing it. So you talk about what you're learning. You talk about your new skill, because if you close your mouth, nobody is going to know that you have a particular skill. And that is the evidence we're talking about. If you have a portfolio website, every now and then you can go there, get a case study you did, talk about it, right? That's how you communicate your strength. A strong portfolio does three things: state the problem, shows the process, and explain the decision. Right, this is a simple step you can use to analyze and present your portfolio. Okay, so moving ahead, abstract teaching rarely creates industry confidence. Yeah, abstract teaching is teaching without context, teaching without business case study or industry case study, right? So beginners need experience transfer. Trainers should show how to solve real business problem. Experience transfer is that you are learning from somebody who has done this before, right? You are learning from somebody who already understand how this thing works, right? So when teaching is too abstract, learners memorize steps but struggle when data looks messy. requirements are unclear or business users ask, what does this mean, right? If you are learning in the right way, you don't need to memorize anything, right? You don't need to memorize anything. You just understand what you want to do and then go ahead and do it. You don't need to memorize anything. So when teaching is done industry connected, learners practice with business case studies, receive feedback, explain trade-off, and build confidence by solving realistic problems. Right? The goal is not to finish lesson. The goal is to think like an analyst. That is the goal. That is the goal, right? So going ahead, okay, we're going to talk about how we actually, with all this we've discussed, how we saw the issue beforehand, and we put up a solution that helps to solve this problem, right? So that's why at Data It Academy, what we basically do is that we transfer experience, right? We tell you the mistake we've made and how to avoid it, the things we've done that works and how to leverage it, right? So that is experience transfer. So, and our solutions and training cohorts is well structured with business missions and case studies, right? And also we do live expert sessions. Like for instance, we don't just give you something to learn, right? We go all the way to make sure that you learn it, and then we follow you up because we know what it takes to actually learn data analytics and then get into data analytics, right? Or for instance, I will always tell people, you need to learn in a place where people look out for you, where people look out for what comes after your learning process. That is our goal in what we do at Data It Academy. We are not just interested in you finishing the program. No, we're interested in you. How is your CV? How is your portfolio? How optimized it is? How prepared are you in terms of interview? How do you understand what a typical employer is looking for in a data analyst, technically and business-wise, right? So these are some of the things we go extra mile to help you achieve. And then the mentorship as well. The mentorship is very, very critical because there's a saying that say, if you want to go far, you go with somebody who understands that route you want to take, right? Then project preview and then career support. We also make sure that your CV, your portfolio, and then interview and application is well intact. As well, I don't know whether any of you know about Upwork. Upwork as well is a place that you can, as you're learning, you can earn, you can do, you can get gigs, global gigs there as well. We also prepare people to leverage Upwork to apply their skills because as you're learning, it may not be possible as you're learning immediately to get a job, right? Maybe full-time job. Now, you can use Upwork as a domain where to apply what you're learning, right? We also help you on that. The system is built to move learners from confusion to practical confidence. So that is basically and we do it cohort by cohort, and it lasts for 12 weeks. That's 3 months. So in 3 months, we'll take you from start to finish in your career in learning data analytics, right? So what students receive inside our programs, in case you get into our program, you're going to do projects, real one that will force you to think. Then portfolio website is part of what we're going to guide you to do, right? Your portfolio website, you're going to, all those things you're doing, we're going to put it on a portfolio website, and we are going to present it. Presentation is one aspect of a data analyst that people underrate, right? If you underrate it, it's going to shock you, because if you do analysis and you make findings, you must be able to communicate it, right? Also, a CV, how to present your skills and strengths on your CV. Then we'll also prep you for interviews. Then Upwork setup and all that, recommendation support. We also do that as well. So we focus on learning, proof of skill, and career readiness support. It's not just about the learning. I know there are many things I've learned before, but today I'm not earning from it. Why? Because I did not learn it from people who care about the journey after the learning phase. You just learn, finish, you're on your own, right? So that is basically that. Where you can start. At the moment, we have SQL, Power BI, and then full stack. SQL, if you want to know about enterprise database management and database querying. Then Power BI, if you want to do business intelligence, dashboard reporting, communicating insights, and all that. Then full stack means that you are learning how to manage enterprise database, and then also derive insights through Power BI and business intelligence development aspects of it. So that is basically that for this. You don't need to know everything today. You need a clear path. So sometimes we overthink it, and we think that we need to know this, know this, know this. You must be a computer this. You must know this. No, that is not how it works. You just need to start from A, get to B, C, and D, right? It's this stage by stage. Okay, I think that is basically the end of my presentation. I am open for all the questions you may have. Yeah, please.
Yeah, thank you
ask
so much,
me
sir.
your questions.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right.
Work. So yes, if we have questions, let's do it to ask them. Any questions that you have been wanting to ask, I think this is the opportunity to do so, and you definitely get answers to the questions you need. So if you just have any question, you could just raise your hand, and if you can't speak, you could just make use of the chat section to just ask your questions, so we could take them as soon as possible.
I think there were messages that dropped into the charts. Not sure if I've gone through all of them. Let me open the charts. Yes. So Sussex Samuel. I don't know whether the person is still here. Yes, Sussex Samuel. Yeah, he's still here. Okay. All right. Okay. So I answered your question in the process of the explanation. All right. So you want to ask another one? Okay. What are the requirements to? Okay, the requirement is simple. Just have a laptop and internet. Right? Have a laptop and internet. That's just what you need. You don't need any knowledge of data analysis to do well in our program. So you can, this is the web application here that you can check out and then see the programs. If you want to see the programs, I will edit this guy. So if you want to see the programs, .com/. So if you want to see the list of programs available in our application, so you can see it here. This that I dropped now. All right. So I'm glad that you have clarity. You are in 100 level. That is awesome. That is awesome. Before you get to 300 level, you'll be doing wonders. If you are mindful of, if at 100 level, you are mindful of what skill set to build, where to start. Before 300 level, you'll be a superstar. And I'm very, very serious and sure of that. What course are you studying? Okay, you are the one that mentioned gas engineering. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see. All right. It's a very nice program that you're in for. It's a very nice program. Well done. Okay, any other question, guys? Please ask me anyhow it comes to your mind. The only question that is not reasonable is the one that you don't ask. Anything you ask is reasonable. Please ask it. Yeah, I'm seeing Chidubem Philip typing. Okay, let's see the question you have for me. Let me see. Yeah, Gabriel, please ask me. Yeah, you can unmute, please.
Yeah, good evening, Sir Prince. Thank you for the breakdown. So it's really insightful, and
Thank you so much.
thank you for that. So my question is, after enrolling on this program, like, will he give us, or will he give me, let me be specific, the in-depth knowledge needed for, like, how will I say it? And will I say advanced? Not really advanced, like, can I tackle a real-time industrial problem with it, or can I get an international work, or how will I put it?
Okay, can you get okay? Okay, your question is
it
after the
can it
program, will you
start
be able to?
Yes, a career path in an advanced level after this program, or do I need to further it?
Okay. I get your question now. I get your question. All right. Well, let me answer the question with an example. In the last cohort, that's cohort 4. I had somebody a lady that works at Airpeace. So she was in the reconciliation department. Reconciliation is maybe refunding. You get refund reconciliation, because if your flight ticket gets cancelled, you file for an appeal for Airpeace to refund you your money. So she was in the department refund reconciliation. So after our training that ended around March, so she started going out to transition to the data department, right? So in the process of pushing to get into the data department at Airpeace, so they told her, because you mentioned advanced, that is why I want to talk about this. You mentioned advanced, so they told her that she's going to start from internship, right? So she was like, no, somebody who is a senior staff in refund reconciliation department is not going to data department to start as an intern. She was like, no, that she is not up to that. So at the end of the day, that was when she was still in our program. She has not finished, so her portfolio was not ready and everything, right? So at that time, she kept it pending. At the end of the program, when her portfolio was ready and everything was set, she had something to present. Now she went back to the data department to show them what she did with the business intelligence aspect of our program and the SQL, right? Now they find out that she's not what she has done. She doesn't need to be scaled down, right? It's just to transition from her current level to data department to continue, pending when she's able to prove herself through the hands-on, through the project that we'll be doing inside Epis, for her to get promoted in terms of salary wise and all, right? So what we're going to do, what we do is basically business simulated learning, right? Now, if you, for instance, if you go to the SQL aspect of our program, you find out that as I was doing the teaching and demoing it live, right? I cannot do a particular thing without mentioning, okay, maybe your manager came to you and tells you to do this, right? That language is very, very important, because if you don't use it, people will forget that they are learning to get into the industry. They will think they are learning to have fun. You get? So you can use what we are teaching you to get into the industry in an advanced level. Also, you mentioned globally as well. We'll prepare you to compete globally. One of our guys, you know him, Christian, right? When he took our program, and he's in the US, based in the US, he was able to get a job at the end of the day using what he learned from our program as well. And he was so happy that he was even volunteering to give us testimonials. To get? So what we're teaching you is not just abstract. To get? It's not abstract. It is something that we can build on. And also on Upwork too, it's also global market. Upwork as well is a global market. So Upwork is also a global market that you can compete, right? So we also prepare you in that regard as well. So I'm currently learning full stack development, but I'm still a beginner learning CSS. Do you think I should continue? It depends, right? It depends. But before I go to your question, please, hi Gabriel. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. You're welcome. So you are in the financial department. I think the transition is going to be easy for you. That is a fact. I know that it's going to be easy for you. Why? Because you already understand the business operations and how everything happens.
Sorry for interrupting.
Right.
When I said financial, sorry for interrupting. When I say financial, it's not that I'm working with a particular firm of finance. Like I'm into forex trading, which is finance oriented. So it's what I do full time. So that's why I'm asking, can I incorporate that maybe in the financial world, maybe in the real financial tech world, whether it can be affordable. So that's what I'm asking.
Yes, exactly. Yes. In fact, the financial world is incomplete without business intelligence, because you track money, right? It's business intelligence with Power BI and all these tools. So you have a very serious advantage there as well, because you already understand chart interpretations from your forex trading experience. You already understand where to place what, right? So it's an advantage for you.
Thank you, boss.
All right, you're welcome, sir. Then somebody asked me, I'm currently learning full stack development, but still a beginner learning CSS. Do you think I should continue? It depends. It depends on the area you want to go into, right? It depends on the area you want to go into. But if you are learning CSS, Are you learning it with a purpose? Are you learning it with a guide? Are you learning it with mentorship? Or are you just learning it alone? Right. These are the questions that's very, very important for you to answer, right? And what are you looking out to? As you're learning the CSS, right? Do you have an end goal for the CSS you're learning, for the full stack web development you're learning? Do you get? So it just depends on your end goal, the system you're learning from. The system you're learning from, do they care about what comes after you are done with your learning? Do they care about how you position yourself, right? So those are the questions you need to answer, right? At the end of the day, do you have what it takes to stand and prove that you've learned CSS and you are a full stack developer? Do you get? So it just depends. It just depends. And then yes, as you're learning, what are the tools you are open to, and what are the tools you are looking forward to learning? Do you get? So I hope I answered the question. Chidubem, you can unmute, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. And then, all right. Thank you. I think Ifeanyi has a. Ifeanyi, please go ahead. You are raising your hand.
Yeah, sorry, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm the background that the game is from. I wanted to confirm. Like, what's your background?
Okay, the background?
Yeah, like his background. Is he engineering or?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Chidubem, what is your background? We mean academic.
Yes.
Chidubem, can you unmute, please? Ifeanyi, it's like it's raining heavily on your side.
Yes, it just started to rain. So I think what I just wanted to add to what you can you see? I don't know if you can still at least hear.
Yeah, go ahead, Emma.
Okay, so yeah, what I wanted to add to what you've, advised is a beginner in. I think it depends on. I would say there's a market for anyone who is learning, like web development as well as anyone who is learning data analytics, right? And one of the reasons why I was asking for his background is to see maybe where he has an edge, right? Someone who, like say for instance, already has knowledge about some of the basic fundamentals. Say for example, maybe someone coming from the sciences background or maybe has knowledge about some mathematics or statistics, right? My advice would be, since the person already have a prerequisite knowledge that would be helpful, right? I would advise that since the person is still in a beginner level, he could, channel, look at, starting from data analytics. But with someone without this, maybe a statistics background, right, and is looking to begin a journey in tech, right, is to also know what, will I say, the person loves doing, right? There are some persons who love to think of a problem and see how they can use data to solve, or some persons who just like to write code and maybe they see a design, they want to use code to bring that design to life, right? So if if he's able to maybe answer some of these questions, then he can then be able to know whether he should continue with the CSS and JavaScript and the likes, or begin a journey in data. But one of the things that I would still say is the fact that as long as the world is concerned, right, data would always be available, and those who can be able to make use of this data are those that are going to rule the world. So, and I would say it's better for us to position ourselves for for a global relevance than learning a skill that is highly replaceable, right? So I think that's what I have to add to what has been said. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ifeanyi. Yeah, Chidubem, you're muted. Please, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Ifeanyi. I got everything you said. It really made me to
Okay.
think deep on everything. So thank you.
All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, Sussex, please go ahead. Unmute.
My question is in the
Sussex.
chat. My question is in the chat box.
Okay. All right. I think I've answered it, right? So as an absolute beginner, right? Because let me explain. There's a way data analytics industry works. If you know just one tool, if you know how to solve business problem with one tool, you tend to be marginalized and you may not get opportunities as fast as possible, right? So it's better that you know how to solve business problems with more than one tool, right? So that is why I recommended the full stack, right? The full stack is going to prepare you for SQL and then prepare you for Power BI as well. So in the SQL, you're going to learn database management, querying, and then you will use Power BI to communicate business intelligence, right? So this is end to end. So you manage your database and then you integrate your Power BI to draw insight and communicate intelligence. So I hope I answered the question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. So please ask me questions if you have. Damian Okpala. Good evening, Chief. Do you have any question for me? You've not talked to us since.
Good evening, everyone. If you can hear me.
Good evening, sir. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I don't have any question in particular, but it's good to be here from Mr. Imas contacts. Why always laughing?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. You're welcome with us. You're welcome.
Yeah,
so in case you have a question, you can please ask me.
I have a question now. I really got everything what the introductory was all about. So I also have intention of, based on what is surrounding me. Like it has to do with data. So I'm kind of it's brought me in chat. So with time, I don't know what's the next phase. What the next phase is, I will look into it. Yeah. So thanks to the team that made sure that today was successful. Thank you, everyone.
All right, you're welcome. So are you talking about are you thinking about going into data analytics anytime soon?
Yes. Basically, I will say professionally. Well, I will look into it. Well, like I said, there's a product I'm building. Yes. Data is involved. So I'm looking at, let me get to know what the data industry is all about in relation to building a software product. I've, just like you said, money points, the pay stack, I'll be getting there's some references you made in the fintech world and all of that. So I'm working on the industry. I'm solving a problem in the defense industry. So I'm just trying to get familiar with what analysis is all about. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think I get you. Most likely you are developing a product, a software. Okay, it's a nice one. It's a nice one. And you're going to become there's how these guys Pendo usually say product focused or something, right? So if you know data analytics, you will build better products. you build better products because you have a view of what is going on. You know about product analytics, right?
Yes.
So it's data analytics in product development, in software development. That is data analytics in software development. That is product analytics. So it's also important as well, so that as you're building your software, you also know how your users are using it, right? So exactly, and how it is performing. All those things are data points.
You got it. I mean, for the growth of the product, and all of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So because you cannot scale what you cannot measure, and data analytics is measurement.
That is the word. You got it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all right. You're welcome with us. I think now you're our boss, so it's like he might want you to hire him. I'm seeing a mass comment here.
That part. No, that's sad. And you know what? Honestly, that when you mentioned this to me, I was like, what is data analysis going to be? How is it going to be helpful in this product? Ever since then, I've been like, let me get to know what each part it can play. But then, you can't give out what you don't know, something like that. So I've been indulging myself in this. So let's be hopeful now. Morgan. Yeah, that is it. So
it's all right. Thank you. And the next person I'm going to call is John Murray. Hello, John. Good evening. Do you have any question for me? You've not talked to us today. Hello, John.
No, I don't have any question.
Okay, you don't have a question. All right. So it means you got what we communicated, right? And you got a value from the webinar. You're not audible. We can't hear you. Your sound, your mouthpiece might be far away from you. All right, you can send your feedback on the chat box so that we can know exactly and understand what you're saying, sir. Thank you so much. Awesome. Good evening. How are you today? You've not talked to us. Do you have any question for me? Or any clarification I will help you to make? Hello, awesome. It's all right. Maybe you can send on the chat. Okay. Then Promise Onyinyechi. Good evening. Do you have any question for me?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Commission.
Oh, okay. You got a value from the webinar, right? Is it clear for you what a data analyst does in the industry and how it is important?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. All right. You have any plan to get into data analytics in the industry soon?
Yes, I have
Promise.
plan for it.
Okay. It's all right. You're welcome. It's an interesting field.
Thank you.
All right, it's an interesting field. If you learn it with the right guide, you will truly enjoy it. Who again? Somtochukwu. Somtochukwu, good evening. Any question for me, please ask me. I'm up for it.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Okay. Actually, I did enjoy the class, but now I don't have them. I just have a request.
Sorry, your voice is not that audible. You say you don't have any question and you have what?
A request.
Okay, a request. What's the request, sir?
Okay, so that request is if we can have the recorded version of this
Okay, the recorded session, right?
session. Yes. I would like to go to it once again.
Okay.
Network has been in the 9 and 10.
Okay. All right. You will have it. The recorded session will be ready after now. I will send it. You filled our form, right? We have your email.
Yes.
Okay. I will send it over the email. You will get it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Who again has not talked to us today? Namaka. What is your question for me? Any question for me? Okay, I saw your charts here. All right, you're welcome. Peace, Ogomeze, good evening. Do you have any question for me, please? I'm here to answer. Any question at all?
Good evening, Mr. Prince.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, the class was it was very explanatory. I'm looking forward to starting up the class. No, the full
Okay.
stack. Yeah.
All right. You're welcome. So we'll be spending the next 12 weeks with you. That'll be fantastic.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Who again have not asked any question here? I think that is basically it. Am I forgetting anybody? Miss Soma. Miss Soma asks about Miss Soma, are you still here?
Yes.
Yes, on the LinkedIn, right? So optimizing it is very important. It's very, very important because people check you up there. That is where recruiters check you up. So you would have to have it well optimized. And maybe most likely you might need a guide on that, right? And in our program, we offer that as well to optimize your LinkedIn profile, another portfolio, another digital asset, right? So it's very, very important to optimize it, to communicate what you do and how good you are in it. So it's very important.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, I think that is basically it for tonight. I believe many of us are in that WhatsApp group. I'm going to open it. I'm going to unlock it so that you can send in your messages. You can send in your messages if you have further questions. I'll be available to answer them. So in the meantime, thank you so much for the time you made out to join this program. I don't take your time for granted, and it means so much, right? Seeing people that are passionate about learning, passionate about growth, it sparks me up, right? So thank you so much. And if you enroll in our program, we are going to spend the next 3 months working together to make sure that you get into the industry as soon as possible. All right, so have a good night rest. we're going to see again sometime again. A good night.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Yeah, good night. Good night, everyone.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.